Let's go to a Celtic Festival. Today we're back in old good old Ebony, the Honda. And we're going to a Celtic Festival in Badin, North Carolina. Now, a little backstory. I literally grew up my entire life believing that I was Irish. It was like literally a part of my soul. Should it have been? Probably not. Have I ever been to Ireland? No. But am I a ginger? Yes. And so did I take it very personally? Yes. Fast forward 23 years of my life. Just this past Christmas, discovered that I'm not Irish at all. A couple of my relatives on both sides took the 23andMe test, and there was no Irish. So that's embarrassing for me. So much so that me and my friend Grace, we had feuds about whether Scotland or Ireland was better, and I was always Team Ireland because, of course, I'm Irish. I mean, look at me. And now there's a high possibility that there's some Celtic blood in me and that it's Scottish. And that's just really unfortunate because it's just unfortunate. So, anyways, that's my tale. But we're going to a Celtic festival today, and it's going to be a great time. Shame.
Thanks so much. We are
actually
back in about 10 or 15 minutes.
Actually, I have a lot of shame. That was really embarrassing, but I did it. Did not know about Badin is that, first of all, it's called Badin. I learned that from a local today. And the other thing is just that they have such a beautiful, rich history. And so we got to go to a little museum and we got to see things about their first hospital, lots of cool landmarks. Like they have one of the oldest recorded Native American landmark here, that they have this beautiful historic site and that they're trying to build a whole museum around that, and they're trying to get a grant for that, and so that's really cool. As we were exploring this little museum, we got to go into their old firehouse. As a theater person, their old theater really intrigued me. It was this beautiful theater and opera house that sat something like, I think they said like 750 people, and they held school dances there. It was a beautiful auditorium, and then above there was a basketball court, so you could hear the chandeliers. Unfortunately, in the 1950s, they tore it down because there was no historical preservation society here in Badin. And so they turned it into this very modern looking post office, which I think is a shame, but it was a opera house and theater. It was very cool, and we got to see some of the original seats. We went into their old firehouse, and so they painted everything. Their original fire truck was painted silver, and it was a specific, I can't remember, I think it was aluminum was the metal. And so when they got a newer rig a couple years ago, they painted it silver in homage to that, and it was super cool. We also got to tour a 1916 French house that was built in Badin to increase the number of workers, so farm hands, people making aluminum, people working in factories, and it was to make it so that there were generations of workers that had housing here. And so they were just all these beautiful little French architecture houses that were apparently very modernized for the time, and it had electricity, so it had lighting, it had running water and heat, which was very innovative for the time. So that's really cool. I also learned that their little train out front was called a little doodle bop, and it was self-powered. It pushed itself forward using gasoline, and I think that's so cute. A little doodle bop. And so it was like a little shuttle that took people into the hub of town, which I think is adorable. Now is the segment where I tell you what I'm thankful for. I am thankful for little hole-in-the-wall places and just making plans and seeing something and just going after it. Like, this was something that I saw and was like, oh my gosh, it's the Celtic Festival and it's happening in May. Let's go. And so I went, and that is the first time that I think that I've seen something and been like, I'm just gonna go. I'm also thankful for communities and people coming together to preserve beautiful historic places like Badin, and I didn't know that there was so many historical landmarks here, and I love learning about stuff like that. So anyways, yay, Badin Celtic Festival. Hello.
Wow, thank you. Realize that I don't actually.
I had a couple questions. What kind of coffee do you guys use? What is the, do you guys,
what part?
espresso. So if I were to, and then what roast is it for your espresso? Awesome. Well, I think I'm gonna get a cortado with oat milk. Okay, so got Badin coffee in this cute little coffee shop. I got an oat milk cortado. It's probably now actually a solid 6. Before, when I rated it, I didn't use this clip, but I gave them a 6, but in my brain I was like, this is not very good. It's mostly just because the milk was a little too hot. I'm a really tough critic, and oat milk is hard to steam. So, but now it's cooled down. It's like an Italian dark roast espresso with lots of different origins, so it makes sense. It's gonna be a dark, rich, earthy flavor, so pretty good. Give it a try when you're in Badin, North Carolina. All right, everybody, I'm back home, so we're going to end this video where it began, here in the car. I had a great time. I danced. Fun fact, a kid, I don't know, teenage years, saw me walking in the parking lot and was like, hey, you were cutting it up out there. I saw you dancing. I was like, thank you. We ate yummy food. I got some coffee, saw amazing historical things. I'm such a history buff, and I forgot about that until this trip. Anyways, I'm home. And thank you for a great day. I had so much fun. All right. I love you guys. I love you so much. Bye.